Flash. Don, turn it this way just a bit, because what we got here now, and Dave, you might want to get a close-up, we got the flash head. It's actually pointing through the center of the flash too. Another thing we're doing too is notice that the umbrella shaft, super important, is just barely sticking out here because I want this cone of light to fill up as much of this umbrella as you possibly can. So that's key. The other thing we're going to do, I don't know if you can catch this, Dave, but right here on the Quantum, I got my up and down power buttons right here, and I'm running these in program mode because I want to know exactly what the light is. So we're at not F32, but 32nd power, 16th power, 8th power, quarter power, half power, all the way up to full power. When I'm working this close at that higher ISO, I'm going to be floating around somewhere around probably about 8th power, 16th power, just kind of depends. If I'm off a little bit, if I'm getting a little what I sense is an overexposure issue, I might make a quick adjustment to my ISO on the camera. You know, you got a couple ways you can control the exposure. You can have your assistant back up or move forward. You can also change aperture. You can also change the ISO. That's what's so cool about our digital age these days is we get so much other stuff we can kind of play with. So anyway, let me walk you through how without any modeling lights or anything, we put that perfect light on the bride. So anyway, Robin, let me turn you this way just a fraction. Kick your right foot out just a fraction. Robin, you know, I met your twin sister Robin one time, Brandy, and she is just as gorgeous as you. In fact, I think you're even a little prettier, as a matter of fact. So turn just a fraction, a little bit more. And you know what? I just want to set this up just to kind of show how we're setting, you know, how we're doing things. So I'm going to move through this pretty quickly, but pay attention. We'll get Dave in here too to kind of grab the angle from Don's position as well. So turn this way a bit more, good. Turn your head back this way a teeny bit more, a little bit more, perfect. And I think that's nice, just like that. I'm going to have Don come in here from camera left over here because I want that light. Remember I said save the shadows? I want the light coming in here from camera left, so we put a highlight next to a shadow to create the detail, depth, dimension, and color saturation that we want in this scene. But here's the secret. And Dave, I'm going to ask you to kind of follow along here. Don, let me have you just stand aside 1 second. I'm going to start out here, and Dave, maybe over my shoulder right here. And just kind of follow along. In fact, you know what? I'm going behind you, and I can call it even better this way. Okay, so now we see both sides of the bride's nose right here. Let's just move this way till we see the far side of the nose. And Brandy, you're still looking straight ahead. Till we see the far side of the nose just disappear. Can you zoom in close so we can see? Perfect, right about there. But here's the secret. What we're seeing is not much of the far side, none of the far side of the nose, but we're still seeing plenty of the far side of the cheek. So that being said, I'm going to ask Don to take your position right here, Dave, and I think we are in pretty good shape. Because now we've got Don in the exact position that Dave just pointed out to you, we should get gorgeous light on the subject without any modeling light at all. So I'm going to be sure I got everything turned on here. Let's try it at f16. I'm going to be at f5.6. I'm going to be at 800 ISO. And I'm just going to do a quick photograph and kind of see how the first one comes out. And we are going to be shooting into the computers here. So let me quickly get this fired back up. I'll tell you, if you're shooting tethered, these little right angle cables are the way to go here. It just comes out, it's easy, and what I love about it too, when you're shooting, you can actually hold it into the camera too. Dave's getting a great shot of that, so you can see right there. You know, the other ones are at about 2 inches. I'm always afraid they're going to break off. So anyway, love it shooting tethered this way. I don't shoot tethered at a wedding, by the way, but anyway, here we go. So turn just a little bit, perfect. And I'm going to shoot this kind of wide, and here we go. Click, let's see what we got. Don, I'm looking like I'm a little hot, so just back up just a ever fraction, just a bit. Doesn't have to be much. And here we go again. And turn your head just a little bit more, Brandy, perfect. A little bit, tilt your head just a bit. Turn your nose just a teeny bit more. Beautiful, beautiful. All righty, how about one nose smile? Just easy expression. Chin down a little bit more. And there's that modified full face view. Let me go close for you, right there, right there. And now let me come back for our shot. I'm going to position her in about, I'm going to call it quadrant. I'm going to call it quadrant 3 and 4. We'll get into that some other time here, but I think what we're getting here, look at those nice lines leading right into our bride right here. Pretty cool shot. You might be saying, you might be wondering, well, David, what about the contrast? Is there anything you can do about the contrast? Well, sometimes I will fire up my on-camera flash and I will just turn it on and I will dial it down, maybe about -2 stops, just to punch just a little bit of light into the shadow side of my bride. Let's do it one more time here. Turn your head just a teeny bit more, Brandy, okay? And I'm going to say to Don, Don, check your light again. Now here's how we do it. Back, nope, don't do that. Just lift it up. And now see, you're still in line with the light. That's so key. Sometimes I love it when an assistant, they'll go ahead and they'll like look around the light this way. Well, when you look around the light, you're not getting the same direction of the light. So I always tell my helpers, my assistants, just to lift up and then drop back down. The light drops down, so it's just slightly above eye level, just slightly above eye level. So here we go, we're filling the shadows just a bit. Just turn your head a teeny bit more. No smile again. Perfect. Chin down even more. Beautiful. And Don, need to back up just a fraction more, just a fraction. Right there, good. But now when you look at it, we got our lighting looking good, and we also got a much softer contrast on the scene too. Pretty photograph. One little caveat here, if you're going to use your on-camera flash as a fill light, remember I said this in the earlier section, you got a very small light source right here, and this little small light source, I got this down here, but I read it off the thing anyway, we're fine. But this small light source can introduce specularity into the shadows, so be careful about that. You know, it's a high ceiling here, but you know what? I might even fill by using my on-camera flash and then bouncing off the ceiling, if that ceiling's low enough to be able to do that. So anyway, that's kind of what we're trying to show right here.